Hold on, let's get Minister Freedom in here real quick.
Peace to the God.
Peace to the God. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, you gotta you give these dudes too much light, guys. You gotta
Well,
these people is vanquished. See, you gotta vanquish these people, guys. It's like McDonald's, guy.
well, God, to be honest with you, I didn't even do it in both times that I was on Killah Priest joint. God, it was never about going hard on them. But God, you would believe it, how many people that we get who interested in what we teach, who watch what they doing, and who think that they're us, and then find out when we come, oh, so they must be the real thing. And then we able to help them find their way, man. So and then I be feeling like, man, that a lot of them do a lot of talking about what we teach and about who we are. But however, on a lot of these platforms, they have very little gods that's actually active in our nation and really about what we about, and or our teachings that's able to speak. You know what I mean, and really make it manifest, man. So that'd be I think that'd be the bigger value. You know what I mean? Of just doing shit like that at all. I mean, don't get me wrong. Killah Priest, he kind of lost some points with me last night because he wanna. I didn't like how he let Lord Jamar just say who to put on the show and who to put off on the show. He kind of got, when we was really putting him in the corner, it was like, all right, get them, just get them out of here. I need to talk. I need to be the only one talking. I don't need them here. It was like, oh shit, like dang.
Yeah, but see, now look, and that's one of the reasons why it's the you got to use the McDonald's method. You know what I'm saying? Where McDonald's is so active with what they do, right? That you can't come out with no other fries, son. Like, I don't even eat McDonald's no more, but the one thing I remember is the fries. You know what I'm saying? Like shit, if they can't, if you went to the place and say it was McDonald's and they ain't having fries, man, get the fuck out of here. See, but that's what it is, guys. We gotta be that active. When a person start manifesting that signs, hey, look, let me tell you something. That's how, when I first came to Evander, how I met the guys was at 85%. That he was in my homeroom and he happened to be in my gym class. And whatever, as we talking, the conversation came up, he's like, oh, you a 5%? So he was like, yo, come over here for a minute. So he walks me over here to the corner and the guys is over there, right? But listen, he don't just introduce me and leave, right? He stands there for a second just to see, like, you know what I'm saying? Because he know how shit is. So he's like, yo, oh, all right, yeah, you really, that's what I'm saying. Because everybody knew, right, who, you know what I'm saying, who and what a 5% is. So a lot of these people, I think our presence, right, just being on here, where it's like, all right, yeah, it's difficult. It's like a light bulb in the sun.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, all of a sudden, people know what the real source is. So,
Yep. Yeah, man. And they able to find their way, man. And that be the thing. I think that's why it's important to have like this great platforms like how you got, like the 5% connection and just what we striving to do, God, having the flag planted. You know what I mean? Having those fishing poles out so that we could be a fisher of the young people who caught up in the mix of this internet craziness, man.
So what's the ultimate? You know what I'm saying? Like that's you're saying phase one is to be here and be producing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So like I can know, like, for example, like with me, like with the 5% connection, phase one was making content and putting out, things that attract people. From that, we've generated, we're averaging anywhere from 50 to 100 leads a month in different in geographical locations around the world. So we take the content, use that to then create leads and to generate traffic, and then convert that traffic to the ciphers on the ground, right? And then put these people in front of the gods in the earth who want to teach to then help them get knowledge, right?
Mm.
And then work this kind of have this perpetual cycle, because I think that ultimately the greatest the greatest pushers of this type of program would be the people who get knowledge from it, and the people who, those are the people who watching all of the content, who participate in it, who support us. These are the same people who went through that little cipher, so I think that's the ultimate, one of the greatest goals and benefits of it, is to turn the content and the talk and the teach into physical people getting knowledge and meeting them. So that's the thing. I think that's the piece, God.
Mm. But even beyond that, you know what I'm saying? Because in terms of teaching, we've been teaching for decades. You know what I'm saying? But you know, we at a stage of existence right now where we gotta put things into activation. You know what I'm saying? Like yesterday's
Yeah.
class, when I was saying that we living in a time right now where I don't need the lessons. You understand what I mean? Because we seeing these things happen right now. You know what I'm saying? Instead of me having, someday when people write the new lessons, when they have to predict history for 25,000 years again,
Mm.
they're gonna be talking about this stuff right here that we do. You understand what I'm saying? And it's gonna be recorded who we was and what we did. You understand what I mean? It's gonna be good to have been a teacher. You understand what I'm saying? That's gonna be something. But I'm saying that once we accumulate all these people, because see, I've seen that actually, in the nation.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we got this mass of people, right? But then what's the direction? You know what I'm saying? What's the leadership really? You see what I'm saying? Because then like all that energy could just, end up imploding.
Yeah.
A lot of times that's what ends up happening. That energy ends up imploding on itself. You know what I'm saying? We see a lot of groups where, even groups that right now they might don't have the most, the name for doing the most righteousness in the communities, but a lot of them, they started out, what I'm saying, that's something positive. You know what I mean? But when that energy didn't have no leadership and no direction, it ended up imploding on itself.
I can definitely see that, God. And what I would say to that, I think, like when I first got knowledge and I heard God say that each one teach nine. Um, you know, me coming from a sales background, immediately I understood, okay, this is a numbers game, right? So I think that what has been success, what has been a key to our success as a nation is that you have these examples of people whom where you may have one or two individuals who may have taught a whole lot more than other people, and may have physically reached, or got so many people that got knowledge from them. However, the trickle down is that we end up, what we see is the quality. Those who stuck around, those who stood the test of time, those who endured, and those who stuck with it, God. So I think even in that, like even for me, like with all those leads that we get, it's a small number of them who've knowledge 120, who out of all those people who got connected with people, it ain't a whole lot of them who go from knowledge to born. So like I know, like here in D Mecca, like those are the ones we've been focusing on. You know what I mean? Like I maybe got 50, 60, leads in D Mecca this year. And out of that, it's two brothers that's studying right now.
What
One
are,
of
what
them
are
got
these what are
120.
these leads? What are these leads to?
Oh, just people whom want to gain or are interested in the knowledge in our culture, and it's in our teachings. So what'll happen is a person will go and hit on our website and say, "Hey, I'm interested," and we ask for their age, their phone number, the location, an email address, and then whatever corresponding area that is, we'll connect with the gods in that area. Or like, say for example, like here in Mecca, that'll be me, and then I'll reach out. Hey, we got your info. You said you was interested. What's up? Here, this day's the class. This day's the parliament. You what's up? So that's why I said that. I think even with that, we if we stick true to what we know and focus on that quality, man, and keep adhering to the processes that we all went through to gain this knowledge. You know what I mean? Degree by degree. You know what I mean? Memorization, understanding. Then we can keep putting out this level of quality that we have, God. Because I think our culture has shaped and molded a lot of quality, Even though we got some outliers and some people that done, went on some other stuff like our old Mr. Jamar, man. I mean, I don't know what he's really a lord over anymore, but yeah, man, he just yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
look, I give him credit. I give him
He
credit.
gave his credit where he did, yeah.
He's an honorary 5%. You
I like
understand? In terms of, look, just like I said, from the reaction of the people in the room, you know what I'm saying? Where a lot of people was like, they was heartbroken to hear how he was speaking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's because of the amount of influence that he had on a lot of people, being interested in the knowledge. You know what I mean? So you can't deny that, like you said, in terms of a single individual, you know what I'm saying, that just, influenced people to get the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? At that time when Brand Nubian came out, Rakim was a New York rush. You understand what I'm saying? Like hip hop hadn't really expanded to everywhere yet at that time. You know what I'm saying? Yo, a brother came here from England. That was the first time I seen a 5% from outside the country, right? He came in from England. And he was like, yo, when he saw the video for Wake Up that they filmed here at the school, he's like, yeah, I gotta see where this place is at. So he came in from there. You know what I mean? Like he was he was very dynamic in that. But in terms of the other elements,
they non-existent. Yeah, and I mean, I think, like you said, that's definitely some credit due for that. But you know what I mean. I think, man, you ultimately can judge a man by the things that come out his mouth, and the things that he say. Yeah, it was.
That's why I said when Lord Jamar was on Vlad, it brought another generation of people interested in what he was talking about. I mean, that's possible. I think I'm saying another thing. You got to realize, right? I don't really travel in circles with people. Like if somebody's interested in the knowledge and they around me, you know what I'm saying? So I don't really know that many people that's interested in the knowledge, and they need to find it on the internet. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he wasn't the best rapper in Brand New, but I understand Uber was the best rapper and all. But listen, just the way he was dropping the signs, the way he was bringing it was purified. It was like, see, you had people that was talking like gang talk and all of that, right? Before Snoop. You know what I'm saying? But Snoop came out purified, crippin'. You understand what I'm saying? It's the same thing with him. Like there was people that was like, yeah, that's the guy. You understand what I'm saying? But when he came out, like I remember like when Poor Righteous Teachers was out, people used to ask us like, "Yo, could you break that down for us? Like, what are they saying?" They didn't understand that. But when Lord Jamar and them came out, they understood what he was saying. Like he permeated. You know what I'm saying? Maya said, "Are women showing interest in the knowledge with that guy body shit?"
I would definitely say so. I mean, the based off of our research,
that guy body shit. You know, I mean, it's women interested in knowledge. You know what I'm saying? But I don't really think it's a man-woman thing. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just a more of you know, the times that people living in create, you know what I'm saying, a kind of people, you know what I'm saying? So you know, the time that it was, right? Like say for instance in the 80s, right? If you was around in the 80s, right? If you was a kid in the 80s, that mean that you was born during the Black Power era. But this is your first memories. This is, you know what I'm saying, people wearing dashikis and the afros and the red, black, and green afro picks and the Bob Black on all the stores and shit. You know what I mean? So we already had a kind of mindset, right? That, you know, yeah, we ready for the next level now. You see what I mean? To find out who we are. You see what I mean? But right now, people been living through a different time. You understand what I mean? So it's like, you know, the people had to be ready to accept whatever it is. You know what I mean? Just like when Harriet Tubman came, right? Some motherfuckers wasn't ready to go. You understand what I'm saying? So it's the same thing right now with the truth. You know what I'm saying? Where I mean, you know, what we teaching, where it's just that, you know, the time that it is right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's with anything, you know, or I don't say with anything, but with the science that we're dealing with, right, as we applying it, if it's not really solving your problems, right, and it's not improving your life, right, then something else is for you. It's not for you. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, to all those people out there, whether they, you know, peace. What's the deal? Who's that? Powerful?
Yeah. Peace to the gods. Yo, peace to everybody in the comments too, man. I just was over here looking at the comments. Peace, everybody. Yeah, yo, peace, God. Yeah, Lord Kadir definitely mention you to me, man. Peace. Peace, wise prince. Peace, God. I gotta call you, man. I've been meaning. I looked at your number the other day, man. I said, yo, I gotta call the God, man. I haven't built with the God in a minute.
Yeah, a little interruption right there. But yeah, I think, you know, in terms of that, we're just not in a time right now, you know, and I think that's deliberate. I think that's something that occurred, you know, in the immortal words of Charlie Murphy, Rick James, that shit gave you niggas money. It's like, yeah, they gave, you know, you start seeing the rise of, you know, this you know, black affluence. You start seeing the rise of this black affluence, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. And so now people got other interests besides freedom, justice, and equality. You understand what I'm saying? Things became, you know, more of a party you know, and like I said, you gotta look at the whole time that it was. You know what I'm saying? For the people that was becoming adults in the early 90s, they just had a rough 20 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
It was, you know, you got hit with dope and you got hit with crack. You know what I'm saying? So, so it was a rough 20 years. So, you know, everybody's getting a little bit of money. Hip hop is mainstream. You know, we get the party. You know what I mean? And so all of a sudden, the interest of people start changing. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I thought the real turning point was the LA riots. You know what I'm saying? Because I think they realized that those kids that's out there right now, those are the kids that grew up that saw the first roots when they was little, when they was in elementary school. They saw that. You know what I mean? These is the kids that saw Jesse Jackson run. You know what I mean? All this different shit, and their mindset is different. It's something we've got to reel these motherfuckers back in.
Yeah, we do.
You understand what I'm saying? And so when they put that money out there, you seen everything change. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, in hip hop, you know, once everybody had gold jewelry, that's what everybody was rapping about. You know what I'm saying? It was some people, you know, always that was rapping about it, but you know, the people with the you know, Africa patches, or some people that didn't rock jewelry at all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, I think that's kind of the
well, I think it's part of that. It's definitely that, God. And I think the part of that formula is to teach what the youth and what the people are talking about. Like, that's been one strategy I've been moving towards, like finding those topics that they're already talking about, and then making it our point to be able to see that through our lens. Like I posted that video of Papa Wu, man, on TikTok. Him saying, when he was saying, like, he was at a rally and the guy was like, you know, we didn't come on slave ships, them was prison ships. You know what I mean? We prisoners of war. Yo, that video got like 100,000, almost 150,000 views on TikTok. And I was kind of digging into why. Like, what is it about this video that did that? And what I realized is because the conversation of, are we slaves? Are we not slaves? Were we slaves? Were we already here? Like, this is a hot conversation. So I was like, oh, okay. Once I realized that, I said, okay, that's why this was able to have such a level of traction, because this what they're already looking to talk about. So I think, just like in your point, where in a certain time where people was already wearing Africa patches and saying certain things, it became a little bit, I don't want to say easier. However, the conversations was in a way already being had. So for us to come in and add on, it's like boom.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we got a question right here from Aya. What is being done to teach the women who are interested in the knowledge? Who is expected to teach the women?
You want me to take it, or you taking it?
Yeah, I'll just let you take it.
Oh yeah. I mean, what I would say, man, what's being done. You know, what I do is not only introduce women who interested in the knowledge to other women, but you know, still introducing those women to the gods. Like, you know, I think that there's a lot of brothers, including myself, who, you know, we don't. I think it's a maybe a lot of people had this misconception that you can only teach a woman if it's your woman. Like, you know, when I know the true and living gods that I know have taught women knowledge of self without it being a woman. So, you know, it's about teaching, God. You know, I would say that we had to continue to connect these sisters to the people who willing to teach them, to the women who willing to help them learn the culture and learn our way of life. And definitely. So I think the one who's expected to teach the woman is the gods and the earth. Honestly, it's the gods and the earth, man. So that's what I would say to that, God.
Mhm. So we got another question here. Do I think the riots and protests of last year will cause a similar response? Similar to what? Because to me, those riots, the LA riots, that was more of a bookend to me. Like if you take the riots from the 60s and those riots, that's kind of like an era right there. You know what I'm saying? Where, that was a certain kind of thing, a certain kind of a mindset that those people had and everything. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas these riots is, like I said, is clear that, the causes was legitimate. And I'm not saying that everybody was phony, but it's clear to see that there was some other organizing force behind it. You see what I mean? Because of how many egregious things have happened since then, and we haven't seen close to that response.
Mm. Yeah. Mm. And I mean, I think that the what I'm gonna say. Oh, what I was about to say about them riots. Damn, I just lost my fucking train of thought.
Which ones? The ones from the 60s or LA riots?
The LA riots.
Mm-hmm. It was the LA riots. And remember also with that too, I think was the OJ trial. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It was at the time they were showing these clips. It was a few of them, right? But there was a clip that they were showing where it was a room full of black people, right? And they was looking at the TV screen to see the verdict, right? And it's like a split screen. And on the other side, it's a room full of white people, and they waiting for the verdict. Yeah, and when you see it, the black people is like they team won, like the you know what I'm saying? It's like they team won the championship, and the white people is like they in tears, like yo, how could this happen? Like is this America? Like
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And I think those type of things showed them that nah, wait, we can't have people. You know what I'm saying? Like this is gonna ruin what we doing here if these people is of a whole other mindset, and they living right amongst us and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yes, they right over the boulevard right there.
Mm.
So in my mind, at that point, you just started seeing everything like just the amount of money that NBA players was making just shot through the roof. You know what I'm saying? Like LeBron James making like 2 or 3 years what Jordan made his whole career playing basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? So, all those types of things to me, it was like, that provided a certain distraction, you know what I mean? And it was kind of like another hamster wheel. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you realize that you're on this hamster wheel right here, it gives you another hamster wheel that's just decorated a little bit differently. So you don't recognize, but you're still on another hamster wheel.
Mm. Yeah, God, you got some kind. I think you seen. I think the flat Earth is about to come for you in your comments, man.
Flat Earth. I mean, listen, I'm the one with the questions, man. I'm just saying, listen, I need the mathematics. See, because
They
like
don't never give them, God. They don't never give you. They don't have none.
and see, that's the thing where now we've begun to go off the deep end where this is not our teaching.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because I did hear the very beginning when he made a statement when he said, it can be shown and proven. And it's like, yeah, well, it can be shown and proven through mathematics. You understand what I'm saying?
So when I want to go through, the universal law of gravitation and how all objects accelerate at the ground at 9.8 meters per second squared, and how the gravity is a force, and you know, how they like to say density and buoyancy. And, you know, once I'm pointing out the mathematics, which is density isn't a force. Density doesn't have the power to act on an object and make it move. We know force equals equals matter times acceleration. So in order for you to have a force, there has to be a mass with something acting on it, causing it to accelerate. Oh, that's the white man science. That's pseudo-science. Da, 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 da. You know, it's like, come on, God, we can't have a civilized conversation with that. As well as when you ask them, what is your formula to show and prove anything about your model, about how things happen on a model, they don't have it. They want to, you know, scream and yell and call it pseudo-science, man. So I mean, it's what the man, the God, I was just on the phone, the God, a life of law, man. He was taking me through it. It's like, yo, God, that ain't even useful land. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
I
you
was
can't.
like, yeah, God. That's why if you watch God, I just kind of fell back. And even towards the end, they steady asking me to answer questions. I said, man, I ain't answering none of your motherfucking questions, man. Y'all ain't answered one of my questions. Y'all keep cutting me off. I'm gonna just do the knowledge. It's like,
Yeah, we're gonna check it out. We're gonna check it out. You know what I'm saying? Halftime. Yeah, halftime. This is not a Hotep channel. The Hoteps they going to jail right now.
Oh shit!
I gotta get out of this conspiracy before I go down with them.
Yeah.
Because I don't have none of those crimes. I can't.
Don't do it, God.
I can't be affiliated with them no more.
Don't do it, man.
This is no longer.
And God, I can't. I'm gonna hop off here in a little bit because we're gonna have you know, a few guys come on. We're gonna do the podcast at 9:30, man, and we're gonna have some guys. Right. We're gonna go into that science that we were striving to deal with last night, and we just gonna kind of go through it on our own space, God, where we could build on it. You know what I mean? I got a couple guys coming through. My man, the God has a degree in physics as well as chemistry. And he gonna go through some of those equations for us. You know, the equations of the curvature of the earth, and you know, the trigonometry equations and Kepler's laws and stuff like that, guys. So we're gonna build.
I gotta check that out when I get off of here.
Yeah. So I gotta start prepping the shit.
You gotta call Lord Jamar, so come on now.
He ain't gonna come. I ain't messing with dude, man. He can't come. He come on my platform. I'm gonna mute his ass while we talk. That's what I kept telling Killah Priest. He never wanted to give somebody else an opportunity to even do a presentation. God. Every time I try to go into my slides and the presentation or whatever, it was like, I'm gonna just scream and yell over you, and that's bullshit. So you know, we just go kick it live. That's why we got our own spaces, God. We don't need they platforms just to help bring some traffic to what we doing. So,
all right. I mean, I can see that purpose, but like I said, me personally, I
say I'm cool. I say wait. Well, God, that's what the young guys is for, man. You know what I'm saying? Just like y'all went to war with all the cats on 125th Street in y'all day. You know what I'm saying? Young guys do their thing.
I don't mess with them either, man. Yeah, I got all that out of my system in between 1988 and 1991. I got all that out of my system.
Peace to the God.
No doubt, man. Peace to the God.
Yeah, peace, God. I'm gonna tune in though, and just kind of add on, man, and do the knowledge, and then
all right, no doubt.
Yeah, God. Thank you, man, for having me on your platform, God. I want to come back, man. Let's keep the build going.
No doubt, God.
All right, peace, God.
Peace.